So here we are at the boat launch. It's a beautiful day. We have hikers on the trail, and I'm going to walk down here to the canal. And if you look just a little ways up here, you can see the whirlpool where they're draining the canal into Cross Canal Brook. And I'll enlarge this just a bit so you can see it better. This is an 18-inch basically manhole that they open and leave open until all this water is drained. And we can walk this way just a bit. This is the actual manhole cover or plug cover that they've pulled out of the canal. There you can see it's draining. And if I look the other way, you can see Cross Canal Brook just before it passes under the canal, and there's very little water. We haven't had any rain since Friday, and it's Monday. And here is the flow coming out of the canal culverts. It's Jefferson Avenue in the background. And this construction site is for the dwell apartments at Jefferson and Erie. You can see here the erosion and fallen trees. Quite a bit different than the other side. And here's the view looking directly at the canal culvert. You can see only one is being used for dewatering. Here's the flow on Cross Canal Brook, just east of the Harvest Road culvert. You can see it's quite full. This is what we usually see after a severe storm. And this flow will be going on for days. Like storms 24/7 for days, even weeks. We use this white outlet pipe here on the other bank to gauge how high the flow is. When it reaches the top of that, it's very high flow. And as you can see, we have a log jammed up against the concrete in between the twin culverts. This almost always happens because there's 10 acres of woods where this wood can be picked up and taken downstream. If one of these gets lodged inside the culvert, it can back up with other debris and cause flooding all the way to my neighbor's basement door. And this is the outlet at Harvest Road. This pipe here is a storm sewer emptying into Cross Canal Brook from Harvest. This area is where some trees were toppled a couple of years ago. And you can see stumps were left by the town, but they removed the wood that could have been used to reinforce the stream bank. The water is eroding the toe of this bluff, and the soil is sliding down. Just a little bit further down, you can see how wide the stream is getting from all the erosion, how the trees are falling from the side of the stream bank. This is just upstream from the Fencewood culvert. Again, we have fallen trees just on the edge of the eroded stream bank. This culvert is draining from behind the homes on Fencewood from Erie Road. You can see the scour around the pipe, and that drains into Cross Canal Brook just above the culverts, which are to the left there around the bend. This is at the inlet to the Fencewood culvert. And you can see trees that are holding the bank, barely, vertical bank. And a very large tree that's lodged right before the culvert. And the outlet of the countryside culvert. You can see how the stream is getting wider and wider. And we have quite a bit of erosion on the bank here. And if you look at the water, you can see how it's forming a whirlpool. You can't see it now because the water is so muddy. But there is quite a deep pool here. All right, we are at Green Valley now.
Yeah, we used to have the bridge. They went across the bridge, now they...
And the brook here on the right is almost as wide as the creek on the left here.
Yeah. So, and like that cable spool up there, that's still left over from the canal break.
Wow.
I mean, there was a lot of stuff that came down, but I see, so that's interesting. Canal Cross Brook is flowing faster than the Irondequoit Creek.
Yes, it is. Quite a bit of erosion on that opposite bank, too. And this part is Irondequoit Creek. Let's see if we can catch some waves coming by. Water's a lot clearer on Irondequoit Creek here too.